What's going on, nerds? I'm the LA nerd, Joel Reeves, and you're watching Not Safe for Work Nerd. Get your fucking kids and your puppies out of the room. Look, I was gonna make an entire San Diego recap video, right? I went to Comic-Con. It's kind of why I sound like death. But I just felt like we didn't need to talk about that shit. You know what I mean? Nerd Mecca, the hallowed grounds of Hall H. We could talk about the Picard trailer. It was cool, you know. I might become a Star Trek fan. We could talk about Fear the Walking Dead, but, you know, they just killed zombies. We could talk about The Walking Dead, but Rick Grimes wasn't there, so who gives a fuck? The whole reason 6,500 people went to Hall H this year was the motherfucking Marvel announcement. Kevin Feige graced that stage, and he announced motherfucking Phase 4. There were naysayers out there who went, oh, they're going to save that for D23. Well, you were fucking wrong. I was right. Suck my dick. I'm going to need notes for this shit because it was a lot of information. So let's just dive right into it. The first movie for Phase 4 comes in November 25th, 2020, and that's The Eternals. And let's take note that Phase 4 is only 2 years long. They're speeding through this shit. We're going to get to Phase 5 like that. So The Eternals is directed by Chloe Zhao, and it's going to star Selma Hayek as Ajax, Richard Madden as Icarus, Kumail Nanjiani, shout out to the boy, as Kingo Sunan, Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos, loved him in Atlanta, Leah McHugh as Sprite, Don Lee as Gilgamesh, Lauren Ridloff as Makari, and Angelina Jolie as Thena. That was a big one that was rumored, and it came out to be true. We don't really know much about this movie right now. The Eternals are these fucking old-ass gods, like, sent to Earth by the Celestials to protect the human race. Who fucking knows where they were during Endgame, but, you know, they didn't really do their job. We don't know much about it. It's coming real fucking soon, though, so, I guess, look, I'm sorry I haven't read a lot of Eternals comics. It's just not something that jumped out to me. But after seeing the cast, I mean, it's diverse, it's fucking stacked. I'm getting pumped for this movie. Kumail came out on stage and he was like, I've been trying to get into Hall H for like 8 years, so I just had to take a different approach and get cast in an MCU movie. There was a lot of really cute interactions between Jessica Chobot from Nerdist News, who was the moderator, and the cast. Another one that stood out was Don Lee was asked who was stronger, Gilgamesh or the Hulk, and his answer was, he kind of scanned the audience and he goes, is Mark Ruffalo out there? No, he's not. Then I think Gilgamesh is the strongest. It was adorable. Before we move on, I guess I got to say, for each of these movies in Hall H, it was such a magical experience. Between each announcement, the room would go dark and the big screens in Hall H would play a beautiful graphic, an animated graphic for each of these, which was just mind-blowing to see. Marvel does not disappoint. Kevin Feige is a master fucking showman. Moving right along, number 2 on the list, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the first Disney Plus show we're going to get in fall of 2020. They didn't give out a date, fall, probably October, November, you know what I mean? This one was cute. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan came out. Anthony's got the shield. There's like back and forth between them. They're passing the shield back and forth, which I think is really cool. We might get to see some double cap action in this show. It was just softball questions from Jessica. Are you excited to come back? So on and so forth. The biggest thing about this part of the panel was towards the end, all the lights went down, all the screens started flickering, and there's an empty basement room. And the activation words for the Winter Soldier start being spoken. We hear them all, and then Daniel Bruhl fucking sits down, and he goes, oh, I guess that doesn't work on you anymore. Beautiful villain speech. Like, you think a villain hijacking the Hall H panel means there's going to be excessive violence. And he's like, you're wrong. Just know that you'll be seeing me real soon, boys. And then it cuts to a quick flickering video of him putting on the purple Baron Zemo mask, which is just so fucking cool. Like, we didn't get to see a Baron Zemo in Winter Soldier. He was just Zemo. So that's something I'm really excited for, is like a really brutal Baron Zemo coming into the picture. Moving right along, number 3, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That's going to be coming out February 12th, 2021. Now, the coolest thing about this is we knew there was going to be a Shang-Chi movie, but we had no fucking idea it was the Legend of the Ten Rings. If you don't know what that is, it was a terrorist organization that kidnapped Tony in the first Iron Man. We kind of saw him in Iron Man 3 with the fake Mandarin, which was some bullshit. The best news about this movie is that we're getting the real Mandarin. He's going to be played by Tony Leung, and Awkwafina is going to be in the movie. Great casting. Loved Crazy Rich Asians. And we have a Shang-Chi himself in Simu Liu. This was a crazy story. He was screen tested on a Thursday, auditioned on a Thursday, screen tested on a Sunday, casted on Tuesday, and then came to Comic-Con. Like, that is some speedy shit. It's going to be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who worked with Brie Larson on Short Term 12. Kevin Feige showed us a quick 1-minute snippet, and he said, I bet you guys didn't catch these, and there have been multiple terrorists or multiple bad guys throughout all 11 years of the MCU who have, like, kind of hidden 10 ring tattoos here or on their wrist as they're holding a gun. You can see it. So Kevin Feige's been building this shit up for a long time. I'm actually super pumped for The Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi was pretty low on the list for things I was excited for. It's moved up pretty fucking high. Skipping right along. WandaVision is a show that's coming out. It's going to bring back Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch and the Vision. And everyone's thinking, like, well, how is that possible? I don't see how that's possible. He's dead, so on and so forth. My theory that I got from the boy Koi Janjuru over at Collider Heroes that I fully subscribe to now is that we're going to get kind of a House of M deal where she doesn't say no more mutants, but something in her psyche breaks after not having Vision with her, and it creates alternate universes. That's really all I'm going to say about this show because I want to jump right into the next one because that ties into it. They just kept saying how weird it was going to be, how weird it was going to be. It's set in like a 50s Americana-style dystopian future. Again, how could that be? Well, if she breaks psyche and creates maybe a multiverse, that's interesting because the next Doctor Strange movie is called The Multiverse of Madness. Boom, what the fuck? People lost their shit in Hall H when we heard this title. Scott Derrickson's coming back, and he says it's the first scary MCU movie. We're getting a horror movie, a horror MCU movie. The Multiverse. Holy shit. That's one way we could bring Vision back. That's one way. Breaks it, Multiverse, fucking Nightmare comes out as the bad guy. Doctor Strange has to solve the multiverse. Another really fucking awesome addition to the MCU. Let me back up real quick. WandaVision comes out spring 2021, and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness May 7th, 2021. There's not much else to say about this. Elizabeth Olsen is going to be in it. That's exactly how WandaVision is tied in, and I'm just really excited to see a horror movie from the MCU because we've never gotten that before, and that's just mind-blowing. I'm very excited. That's a big tie into something later, too, and I will come back to that, but we're going to see some pretty cool stuff from the multiverse for sure. So the next thing that's coming out after that, I'm kind of not really excited for very much. It's Loki. That comes out spring 2021. Tom Hiddleston is coming back. We don't fucking know anything about this. In Endgame, he gets the Tesseract back on the Battle of New York and poofs away. That's it. That's all we know. Fans are complaining, well, you've ruined all of the character arc that he's built over Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but we get to see a new Loki who was about to go to prison on Asgard and he's escaped. It's a whole new character arc. You know what I mean? If you liked the one they built for him the first time, you get a whole new one that could be cool. So we don't know anything about it. All I do know is that the logo that they showed is utter garbage. It's just like a fucking graphic design student made it. Sorry, MCU. I think this is the first time you kind of fucked up. But we will move on from that. This one is huge. This one is how I'm not sure how it's going to tie in to anything. It's the What If series. That comes out summer 2021. Now, the What If series is going to be animated. That's why I'm kind of confused. And the whole series is like, what if Captain America was a part of Hydra? What if fucking the Hulk was a bad guy? What if this? What if that? What if in the comics it's like, what if the X-Men were bad and the Brotherhood of Mutants was good? Really weird shit, you know, like what if? So there's not the only thing we know is that Jeffrey Wright is going to be playing the Watcher, so that beautiful voice is going to be narrating. The Watcher is an overseeing entity over the entire multiverse, over the entire universe. And so he's just, I don't know, he's going to be popping in and telling little snippet stories. I guess that could tie into the multiverse, but other than that, I don't think it's going to have an overarching impact on the rest of the MCU, which is kind of the first time they've done that. But again, we'll just have to see. This is something that was really exciting for me. I'm a big fan of Matt Fraction, and if you know Matt Fraction, you know where this is going. The cinematic that they had for this one was a bunch of sharp lines, bright yellows and purples, flying arrows going through targets, spinning upside down, you know, just a bunch of crazy stuff. Then we get a flash of a girl holding a bow and arrow. Can you say Kate Bishop? Yes, that's right. It's the Hawkeye television show coming fall 2021. This one I'm fucking pumped for. Jeremy Renner busted through the doors. They had like a WWE style walk down to the stage, a camera following him. He was high-fiving people, pointing at the camera. It was super cool. They didn't tell us much about it except that Kate Bishop is in it, which is fucking cool. We do know that Ronan has some play in it, so I'm thinking we get a lot of Hawkeye, Matt Fraction stuff, which is him without a suit, just being Hawkeye, solving like Russian mobster problems in New York and shit. Then I think Ronan ties in. He can't take the mantle of Hawkeye anymore. He feels too guilty, and he passes it down to Kate Bishop. Maybe that's the end of season 1, and we get her in the next one. There's like all of these. There's not much to say except for that I'm fucking pumped for this one. This one's going to be super cool. If you haven't read the Matt Fraction Hawkeye, you have to do it. It's one of the best comics of all time. It is gritty. It's action-packed. Hawkeye goes deaf at the end of it. It's super fucking cool. That's a spoiler. I'm sorry. It doesn't play into the fucking story at all. It just happens. I don't think I could be more excited for this. So we'll just move on before I start fanboying even harder. One of the last things that they announced at this panel was Thor: Love and Thunder, which is, I just love the name. The title card was like lightning bolts and screeching guitars. It was super cool. Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth were on stage with Taika Waititi. They were doing a cute, adorable banter back and forth. Thor was talking about how he's going to be sitting at home watching Netflix, eating 7-Eleven food. So there wasn't much to that. You know, they were chatting, having a good time. Just when you thought it was over, just when you thought they were going to move on to the next one, Taika says that it's based on the Jason Aaron run of Thor, which, if you know nothing about that, it's female Thor. We're thinking, oh, that's interesting. If only it could be Jane Foster, because that's who it is in the comic books. None other than Natalie fucking Portman comes onto stage, grabs fucking Mjolnir out of Taika Waititi's hands, and holds it in the air. The crowd collectively jizzed their fucking pants, myself included. It was awesome. Jane Foster in the comic books has cancer. She's going through chemotherapy, takes up the mantle of Thor. Every time she transforms into Thor, it burns up the chemotherapy, letting the cancer take over again. So she's actively dying as she's saving people's lives. It's a great fucking run. If you haven't read it, you have to. Jason Aaron has written some of the best comic books of all time. His Wolverine run is one of my favorites. November 5th, 2021 cannot come soon enough. So they had left a spot on the timeline at the very beginning. We had gone through all of these. There was one rumored movie that was the Black Widow movie. Kevin Feige's been saying, that's not in production, but what about these set photos, Kevin Feige? And he's like, nah, fuck those. It's not happening. We're not making a Black Widow movie. The last movie to be announced was the Black Widow movie, which I was not excited for until they showed the footage. Holy shit, it's like Jason Bourne meets Mission Impossible if they all smoked meth. The action scenes are fucking crazy. The fight choreography is amazing. They're not pulling punches. It's not like I'm just trying to like boop you. It's like she's fucking fighting her sister, who's played by Florence Pugh in this movie. they're like smashing each other through fucking cabinets, breaking glass and trying to stab each other, trying to drown each other in the sink. It's some, like I said, some straight up Jason Bourne shit. They announced that David Harbour was also going to be in this movie, which is super cool. He was kind of the highlight of the panel, to be honest, because Jessica Chobot the entire time, no disrespect to her, because again, we can't spoil anything from these movies, so every question was a softball question. But she lobbed one right at David Harbour, and she was like, "Are you excited to expand your fan base with the MCU?" And he took that lob and he just fucking home runned it. And he was like, "These questions are stupid. Who's writing these?" Of course I'm excited, which is the right answer. I also heard that during the press conference after, he kept having to run back and forth to Kevin Feige within the same 5 minutes to ask him if he could answer a question that he was asked. Solid fucking gold. I love it. The end of the footage, right when we thought it was over, Taskmaster shows up, dude. Taskmaster. She's got a little fight scene with Taskmaster, and if you don't know anything about Taskmaster, he's able to check you out in about 3.1 seconds and figure out your fighting style. Probably 0.31 seconds, figure out your fighting style. And so it's a great scene where she does her classic twist around the neck move, and he reverses it on her. And then they both lay on their back, and they do that jump up thing, and they're facing each other. It was so fucking cool. Taskmaster's got the shield with the logo on it. People are thinking David Harbour is Taskmaster. I'm kind of thinking it's her sister. I guess we'll have to see. The end of that panel, they gave us all sweet Black Widow hats. I'm sure you saw it on my Instagram if you follow me. And that was the end of the Marvel presentation. He brought every single person that they had announced that day onto stage. We all cheered. We all clapped for him. We thought it was over. And then Kevin Feige goes, "Oh, wait a second. We have two-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali on stage." Fucking Mahershala comes out. The crowd goes fucking wild, and they won't shut up. They're trying to announce what it is. People won't be quiet. Kevin Feige hands him a hat. He goes to put it on, zooms into the logo. Dun, dun, Blade. My eye started crying. They're bringing Blade back to the into the MCU, back to movie form. That's crazy. Remember earlier when I said Multiverse of Madness, horror film? Fucking vampires, dude. That's how they're gonna do it. I wonder if Blade comes out of the multiverse. Oh my God, there's just too much here. While people are cheering for that, while people are losing their shit, Kevin Feige goes, "Oh, we don't even have time to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Fantastic Four." If people couldn't get any louder after hearing Blade, the roof would have fucking exploded because people got even louder. He said, "Fantastic Four, mutants, these are all coming." I didn't think I could cry anymore. Fantastic Four and mutants as well, guys. Blade, Fantastic Four, X-Men. This was hands down the best Marvel panel I think I've ever seen. They just never fucking disappoint. And before I end the video, I really just want to talk about how revolutionary this is. This is the first time we're tying in television shows to movies. A lot of people have said maybe they're going to be separate, maybe this and that. WandaVision ties directly in to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Kevin Feige has said these shows are going to impact the rest of the MCU. I think that's so ahead of its time. I think it's so awesome that I can sit at home, watch Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then go see the next big blockbuster, and everything that's been building up over the past 8-10 episodes fucking comes in the next movie. Marvel is and always will be a fucking trendsetter, ahead of its time. I don't know what else to say. This panel was fucking mind-blowing. Blade. That's all. I'm a huge Blade fan, and you know what? As a fan, I hope Wesley Snipes makes a cameo, but I think it would throw things off. Hey, fuck it. The multiverse. He totally can. Oh, God. It was so awesome. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching Not Safe for Work, Nerd. Please go check out my other videos. We got a Walking Dead 193 review and a Spider-Man Far From Home review. Like and subscribe, please. It helps out a lot. I I got a lot of great responses for my first 2 videos, and I really hope this trend keeps rolling. It's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the exact same name as the channel. I'm the LA Nerd. And follow my podcast, the Pop Culture Podcast. I do that with my best friend Taylor. That's on iTunes and Shout Engine. I'm going to be seeing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on Friday. I'm going to do a video about that. So fucking stay tuned.